All right, let's go ahead and recap the session. Today we came into the day pretty much in no man's land as far as the regular trading hours market open, trading around here, this 4265 area ahead of the open. I had mentioned it in the pre-market live stream that I would rather see some action versus the 4280 or perhaps the 4235. Generally, when we open in the middle of the prior day range, you're not going to have the best opportunity set. So it is a good idea just to kind of stay patient and really wait for that strong intraday setup. What we ended up seeing today was a couple of good opportunities versus VWAP this morning into that prior day high. Prior day high was also the 4280 level of interest, which was rejected. You can see the shooting star candle here on the 15-minute. That pretty much brought it all the way back down into our key daily pivot zone, that blue zone there, the 42.44 into the 42.35. And as a reminder, that is off of the daily chart right through here. Once we tested that, essentially a bounce, and we're right back into the 42.80. Despite almost a 2 ATR intraday move, we still are trading within the prior day range. No break of the prior day range. And so for tomorrow, essentially what we'll be looking to see is whether or not buyers can show some follow through into this 4280, potentially into 4300. Key daily pivot continues to hold. That's kind of the main focus, the main thing we want to be assessing here into the middle of the week, into end of week, is if this 4235 area is going to continue to hold or not. So far, what we've seen is pretty much a liquidity grab. We broke that level, grab a bunch of liquidity, buyers step in pretty aggressively. And so now continues to be defended. You can see all the tests through here, right? Even in the overnight session. And so that is definitely a significant level of interest. Now, whether or not buyers can break this area of supply at 4280, that's yet to be seen. I have no crystal ball, right? Just reacting to what price shows us within the kind of levels and the framework that we have here as far as market structure is concerned. So that's ES inside day, fairly uneventful, but overall still some great opportunities. For individual names, I'm looking at GE as a second day play. We did have this on watch today post earnings, opened a little lower than I would have liked, but the idea did pan out for PT1. Be looking for continuation into tomorrow. PDD also on the list. Missed this one yesterday. The idea that's on there is an old idea, but yesterday this is a daily buy setup. So if you're unfamiliar with that, you have a trending stock, pulls back into the rising 21 MA. That is a daily buy setup, gaps up, test the structure high. We'll see if there is any continuation there in the morning in this Chinese stock PDD. Usually don't trade that well, but we do have volume. It is a good technical setup, so it will be on watch. RBLX have been stalking this one over the past few days for the break of 32. Never materialized. Took it off the watch. Just had an alert. Posted it in the chat today, watch over 32. It's set up nicely. You have that consolidation there right at 32, right? And then clean move. Almost a 4% move intraday up into 33 for your next level. So that was excellent. Again, another one we'll be looking for some continuation tomorrow into this big daily gap here. So that is RBLX. By the way, this is typical Wyckoff that you see here. Wide action, wide structure, tightens near the breakout point, and then you get the breakout. So love to see action like that. We also have Spotify was on watch today. Drafted the idea when it was trading at 150. Ended up catching a bid here pretty aggressively pre-market. And that essentially took out the entirety of the idea. And then it just chops around all day. So for tomorrow, again, looking for continuation on this Spotify play up above 170. That's about it. Looking at NQ. Let's see what we had there today. Main watch and NQ. Again, this 14,600 key support holds right? Holds pretty much still an inside day on NQ today as well. Let's check out the near-term structure. So very similar to ES, we need some follow-through in NQ up above this 14,870 area. Look at the highs through here, right? If that breaks, you can get a pretty quick move into 1,500. Big volume void through here. So definitely keep that on watch if you are trading NQ. If you are looking at NQ, you want to see a break up through that 14,850 area, 14,875, these highs, and it should ignite into 1,500. So again, pretty similar to what we see in ES, right? ES, if we can break and sustain 4280, I'm looking at 4,300. Up above 4,300, like I mentioned yesterday, and in the weekly kickoff, you'll start to see buyers kind of regaining control of this tape. The one concern I do have right now as far as the kind of bullish setup is that, again, like I mentioned in the weekly kickoff, we did need to see some consolidation down here. If you want to see, like if you are a seller and you want to see an actual breakdown, you kind of want some consolidation before it gives that next leg lower. So once again, no crystal ball, no real bias in this area until we see some sustained trading either below 42.35 or up above that 4,300. In between this little range here, like I mentioned kind of in that in the write-up that I just posted, I'm just treating this as a range. So no real bias. Range, obviously long at support, short at resistance. Personally, I was favoring the long setups today just because we were holding above this key daily pivot. And once again, that did materialize nicely in the morning, right? You've got 3 amazing setups before an hour into the trading session. So good stuff. Any questions on any of that? All good, all good. Let's make sure the chat is working. My chat is actually not working. Oh yeah, it is. There we go. A little delayed. Alrighty. Good stuff, guys. Well, I hope everyone had a profitable day. And I will see you in the morning for the pre-market prep live. Have a good afternoon. Have a good evening. Later.